Jessii Vee, and today I'm wearing a Coraline shirt, which I'm really excited about. It has the key and the cat. When I saw it, I just had to have it. And also, if you guys did not see my last video, I do have a new January backdrop. It is a Sailor Moon backdrop, which I'm so excited about. This was one of my favorite shows as a kid. So yeah, we have the Sailor Scouts behind me and the moon and the city. I just love the color scheme as well. It's just so bright and happy. And you don't have to have watched the show to enter to win the backdrop. It's just cool to look at, even if you don't know the characters, but if you do, I'm very impressed. So if you guys would like to win this new backdrop, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, so my Jessii Vee channel, turn on your notification bell, and then head over to a new channel that I made. It's called Jessii Vee Shorts. I have linked it down below. YouTube has this new thing where you can post 60-second videos. It's kind of like TikTok. So I'm gonna be posting other content on that new channel. So yeah, to enter, just be subscribed to this channel and that channel. I have linked it down below. And just a reminder that I will be posting some of the videos that I already posted on TikTok over there just to get like an inventory to start me off, and then I'll be posting some new content, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so it's time to get a little bit serious because as you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Black Plague, also known as the Black Death, and I can't believe that this has been my top requested video over the past 6 months or so. You guys are dark apparently. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So how did the Black Plague start? Once again, I feel like your history teacher. The Black Death began in the Himalayan mountains of South Asia in the 1200s. Now, because living conditions back then were really cramped and really dirty, people lived in very close contact with rats. Rats were absolutely everywhere and people just got used to living with them. Black rats were the most common at this time and carried the bacteria called Yersinia pestis. The rats then spread it to the fleas that lived on their bodies. These fleas would drink the blood of the infected rats, which meant they would swallow that harmful bacteria, and then they would go and pass that infection to the humans who they bit. And this is essentially what caused the Black Plague. Now, people back then didn't know that this was what was causing people to get sick. They just didn't have the knowledge or technology to figure that out back then. They actually thought that people breathing in dirty air was the cause of everybody getting sick. They paid no attention to the rats. To make matters worse, black rats traveled on ships that went along trade routes, which is basically a way of moving goods from one country to another, and this helped spread the disease from Central Asia to mainland Europe, and that is where all the chaos ensued. Now, life during the Black Death was extremely unpleasant. If you didn't die from the horrible symptoms of the disease, then starving to death was the most likely possibility. Entire villages were wiped out from the Black Death, so there was no one left to work the land or grow food, so people were sick or they were starving. It is estimated that the Black Death took the lives of 75 million to 200 million people around the world. So let's talk about what the symptoms were. The most notable symptoms of the Black Plague were actually black dots underneath your arms. People would have seizures, vomiting, you might have a violent headache, chills, black boils all over your body, and it was because of these black boils that this disease was actually called the Black Death. A white cross was marked on the door of a house to show that the people inside had the plague, and once the cross was marked, no one was allowed to leave the house. Now, people even walked around wearing masks over their faces to prevent them from breathing in the germs of people who had this Black Plague. And brick-built plague pits were made during the Black Death as people had to carry their own dead to mass burial pits because there literally was not enough coffins to go around. People suffering from the Black Death in Italy were sent to the island of Poveglia in an attempt to stop the disease from spreading. As such, countless Italians died there, and it's rumored that to this day, 50% of the island's soil consists of human ash. Now, humans weren't the only ones to suffer from this disease. Apparently, it also affected cows, sheep, pigs. In fact, so many sheep were affected that it caused a shortage of wool in Europe. Now, there was no particular reason why the Black Death finally came to an end, other than it simply ran out of victims to claim. Like, so many people got sick and died that there was no one left to infect, which is really dark. And there was actually another notable plague outbreak called the Great Plague of London that struck in 1665, and I could do a whole video on that as well if you would like. But I feel like this sort of topic is so depressing depressing, especially because of the times that we're living in now, but it is a huge part of our history and it is important to learn this stuff, which is why I'm here to talk about it, as dark and depressing as it is. Now, what I found really surprising while doing research for this video is that outbreaks of the Black Death still occur to this day. Like in modern day, people can still get this. There was actually an outbreak in Madagascar in 2017, and it infected more than 1,800 people, and a few hundred people actually died from it. Now, modern medicine is able to cure this most of the time, but it really depends on where in the world you get it, because not everyone has access to this medication. So let's talk about what people would do for treatment way back in the day when the Black Plague was happening. At this time in Europe, a series of bad harvests had caused a lack of nourishing food, which lowered the population's ability to fight the disease, which meant more people got infected and died. Because if you're not eating the right foods, your immune system just completely plummets. So one form of treatment was to cut open one of those black lumps on your body, and people would cover it with a warm layer of butter, onion, and figs to hopefully draw the poison out, or so they thought. But this method didn't work at all. Another was to take a live frog and rub its belly over the victim's body. And also, this method did not work and no cure was ever found back then. As a result, most people died within 3 days of contracting this disease, and many even died within 12 hours. They actually came out with this list of things to do to avoid getting the plague. So this list was like passed around the villages to read over. So it says 1, eat and drink in moderation. 2, maintain a household as per a person's status. What? So I guess if you're poor, just stay with the poor, and if you're rich, just stay with the rich. Is that what it means? 3, refrain oneself from abusing the poor people, which is good, but I don't think that prevents you from getting the plague. 4, avoid lechery. What is lechery? Oh, lustfulness. Don't get in relationships around this time. Then we have don't eat fruits, drink good wine, avoid bad thoughts, and stay happy. They thought this would save you. Anyways, guys, those are all the facts I'm going to be talking about today about the Black Plague. Obviously, there are so many more and so many like images and illustrations from history that I couldn't possibly show you on this channel. So if you want to do your own research, definitely go do so, because there's so much more to it. I just have to keep it sort of in a zone that is YouTube safe, if you know what I mean. But yeah, if you want me to keep doing stuff like this from history, give this video a thumbs up and let me know. I love talking about this stuff, as sad and depressing as it is. I do love history. And yeah, don't forget, if you guys would like to enter to win the backdrop, go and follow Jessii Vee Shorts on YouTube. I have linked it down below. But I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!